Thank you. Hello, everyone. I was just saying to Ram, I'm a big fan of that campaign he just went through. I think it's quintessentially showing you just how exciting the technology capability we have today when you combine that with very, very crisp and clear ideas and you apply it to very practical application. I'm a big fan of that campaign. I have another similarity with Ram in that this morning, as we were watching the keynote speakers, Babs also used one of my videos. So we've hurriedly taken that video out and we've replaced it with something else, but it's great to see him using that. Before I went much further, I wanted to just share with you, this is my first time in India. I'm the new General Manager of Microsoft Advertising from Asia. For the last 3 years, I've been based in the headquarters in Redmond, where I've had the opportunity to spend a bunch of time with the folks building our products and also a bunch of time with people from the global holding companies and global accounts that we spend a lot of time thinking about. And I couldn't be more excited to be here and to be back in the region. I'm Australian by birth, and to that point, it would be very un-Australian of me, being the cricket fan that I am, not to say congratulations on the World Cup, well deserved. When India beat Australia, I think it was in the quarters or the semis, I don't know, I disengaged at that point. You had a very big fan. Thank you. Thanks for the clarity. You had a very big fan in not only myself, but I know a lot of my countrymen. So it was a great win, and we're very pleased for you. Right, on to business. I thought the other observation I wanted to share was just how significant ad tech is coming to this market. I've been to a lot of ad techs around the world. And certainly my job, part of my job is looking at this Asian region and looking for the signals of the next phase of development. And to me, this is a very, very big signal here today with ad tech and with this great community of people that is brought together, that this market is ready for its next stage of development. And I couldn't be more pleased to be part of that. This morning, I thought we had some great keynotes, and I just wanted to reflect on a few things before I talk about Avatar, which I'm going to take forward. And the first is, I thought Brad did a great job, and the thing I took from Brad's short few words was, it's really important to understand that the journey of the web in India is absolutely replicating the journey of the web worldwide. So the trends, the usage, and the changes in perception of the way people are using the internet has absolute application here, and you've got the ability to learn from that. The most important thing, I think, as I reflect on watching this phenomenon around the world, is the movement of the internet from being the information tool into the entertainment tool. And the reason that's important for us as marketers is that moves our consumers and our opportunity away from winning just their minds to winning their hearts. And that is a very, very important thing, as all of you will know, out there driving big brands and trying to capture the hearts and minds of those customers. So that was the first point. I thought Babs, the point I took from Babs's piece was about change is global and it is mainstream. And so I think that is an important thing also to take on board, because it can be quite exhausting to think about all this change, all the fragmentation. I choose to look at that a different way. I choose to look at that as a way of opportunity. It does take some fortitude and it does take some application, but I'd rather be in that situation than the alternative. His point on technology is creative. I hope I go and illustrate that with some pure examples as I walk you through Avatar. And then last week, but not least, with Elise talking about the importance of differentiation. And that couldn't be more true in the world of clutter that we do have right now. And so once again, as I walk you through Avatar, differentiation, amongst some other things, were at the core belief of those guys as they set about marketing what was truly a groundbreaking movie. So let me move on for you and get into what is happening and how we see that playing out for marketers right now. The key point I want to talk about here is, as I look at the PC, the TV, the gaming console, the mobile, all of these devices to this point have pretty much grown up independently. Their usage rates, as you look around the world in different markets, are both stunning, and compelling. Where it gets really interesting is at the phase we're at now, where you're starting to see the combination of those devices. It's like curry and rice. Some things are just better together. And I think you're going to see this as I walk through Avatar and what they were able to achieve by understanding and responding to that consumer behaviour that's going on with media fragmentation, with the consumer being in control, and with more proliferated choice. So that's what I hope to achieve this afternoon. So enter this idea of multi-screen thinking. And this is really important. We're in a phase of increased broadband. We've also got companies like ours and others that are working very hard on device authentication. And you've also got the relatively new phenomenon of the scale that cloud technology is bringing. From a consumer's perspective, this all works together seamlessly, and that's as it should be. But the infrastructure and heavy lifting that's gone on to get us to this point should not be disregarded for us in the marketing and advertising and sales businesses. Think about your experience for any of you that use a Kindle. Being able to read your book on the Kindle, stop it at that point, maybe jump on a plane, start reading it on your mobile device, and maybe at work during lunchtime, pick up a bit more reading on your PC, and then when you get back home, your Kindle device is completely synced as to where you were. That's what I mean when I say it's completely seamless to the consumer, but the technology and the power that's gone behind that is quite something, and that's the piece that lies in front of us as we think about and challenge ourselves to come up with the next ideas, the groundbreaking ideas in our marketing campaigns. Think about these devices as well. It's very hard to describe what is a TV, what is a PC, and what is a phone. Their functionality is starting to get very, very blurred in between the lines there, and hence the barriers of entry on reading your book on your PC or on your phone are dropping with that as well, as consumers are getting harder and harder to articulate what device does what for me. It's not as siloed anymore. At Microsoft, we're betting our company on this vision, our company on the cloud, because we do believe that this proliferation of devices and the golden thread of continuity that the cloud brings is exactly front and center in not only consumer demand, but also what we think the enterprise demand will need as they think about their workflow and productivity. So let's get to the point for the people in this room. What does this mean for advertisers? We've got a turbulent age, we've got advancing technologies, and this certainly faced our friends at 20th Century Fox, along with the big pressure, by the way, of having to have a successful launch of one of the world's most groundbreaking movies, Avatar. Quite a thing. So they had to be creative about it, but they had to be damn well sure they got the return on investment with it as well. So at that point, we were asked early on in the planning phase with this particular customer, get involved with how to launch Avatar. As a company, we'd been well involved with Avatar in terms of the back-end workflow process and just the sheer computation that had to be done and the computer power that was needed to have the world's first 3D animated film. There's quite a lot of the stories, and I'm happy to go through that at the bar later for anyone that's interested. But for now, let me cut to a video that shows you a little bit more about how this groundbreaking campaign was developed to match the groundbreaking movie.